Should the Clippers want Russ back next season?
Skip, that's what I love most about Ty Lue. He's open and honest. He's like, man, I'd love to have the man back. But if he can go out there and get paid by somebody else, man, go on out there and get that money. And he's absolutely right, Skip. The way Russ played for the Clippers was different than what he played with the Lakers. That's not the Lakers' fault. It just happens. Sometimes there's a better fit. Maybe the expectations. I believe it has a lot to do with expectations. There's a different level of expectation with the playing for the Lakers than playing for the Clippers. I don't care what the level of expectation is with the Clippers going forward, but there's something about that purple and gold. The history, those 17 NBA finals, you probably got of the 10 greatest players of all time. Skip, you might have 4 or 5 of them play for the Lakers.
Agreed.
And so that is a different level of expectation. And him wanting to...
In the same building. That's hard to believe. But to your point, you're correct. You put on one uniform and walk out on that floor, and then you put on the other uniform and you feel a whole lot more comfortable. Yeah,
you're like, man, Kobe wore this purple and gold. Magic and Kareem and Shaq.
And obviously he grew up a huge fan of the Showtime Lakers.
And so, I think they should bring him back. The question is, if somebody going to offer him more money to go elsewhere, I think that's the best situation. But here's the thing, though, Skip. Sometimes money is not the end-all, be-all. I think Russ has made a lot of money. Now, I believe he's found a home.
Well, he just made, in consecutive years, $44 million and $47 million. Right. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, he came off a max contract of $205 million. So, Skip, the thing that I believe he's found now is a home.
Okay.
Yeah, at some point in time, Skip, you got to, just stop living out of your suitcase and go home. He's still in L.A., although it's not with the Lakers, he's still in L.A. So I do believe the Clippers should invite him back. And he played well. And given the help of Kawhi Leonard, given the help of Paul George, why not? Because their season would have been over a long, long time ago. With both of those guys, with Paul George going down, he and Kawhi played really, really well. And then once Kawhi went down, he still played exceptionally well. So, yes, Skip, I do believe the Clippers should bring Russ back. I think he acquitted himself very, very well. Look, the thing is that as we get older, you're not able to do what you once did over and over and over. In 3 of the 5 games, Russ played extremely well. In 2 of the 3, as far as scoring, he didn't play well. Last night, he kind of reverted back, turned the ball over, had some careless turnovers, and seeming like he wanted it so bad that he played a little reckless compared to what he played in games 2, 3, and 4. Game 5 wasn't his best showing. But yes, Skip, I believe he's shown enough that he still has some juice in those legs, and he can play well in the right situation. And I believe the Clippers is the right situation for him.
Okay. I hear everything you just said. But I got to tell you, in my career, I have never encountered a phenomenon like Russell Westbrook. And it is a phenomenon that continues to gain traction in this league, that players love to the point of idolizing Russell Westbrook. Players, coaches such as Ty Lue, just absolutely are in awe and want Russell Westbrook on their team.
Right.
There are basketball analysts, analytical type people around the league who just shake their head and say, what are you seeing that we're not seeing?
Right.
Because the stats scream at you, no, 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 big no. Stats everywhere scream. I'll get to a few of them in a moment. But we had Kevin Durant the other night just singing the praises of Russell Westbrook. I don't think after last night's game he was singing the praises because Russ took a little bit of a dangerous shot at him, made a play on him. I'll get to it in just a second. But Russ, look, I give you this. Nobody in this league, maybe nobody I've ever seen, plays any harder than Russ does.
He's definitely going to compete now.
He competes at the highest level I think I've ever seen anybody compete at night in and night out.
Basis, absolutely.
Because it's hard to do it. But you're supposed to play 82 times. Nobody does anymore. But the point is...
He would be close.
He would be close to playing 82. And if he could, he would... If it were his choice, he would play all 82. He just loves... It's not that he loves to hoop. He loves to ball. Yeah. He loves to fight. He loves to get after it on the court. He loves to offensive rebound in ways, or just rebound in ways no 6'3" guard has ever even fathomed rebounding.
Oh, he's no question the best rebounding guard in the NBA history.
All right. But yet, I know for a fact, that Kevin Durant could not wait to get out from under Russ in Oklahoma City, that he left in largest part because he decided, I can't win a championship with that man as my primary decision maker at point guard. I know for a fact LeBron campaigned for Russ going back 2 years ago, and I know for a dead solid fact he could not wait to get up from under, get out from under Russ recently at the trade deadline. Okay?
But, Skip, but I believe and I don't want to speak on LeBron's because I don't know, but I'll take this for KD. I believe two things can be true. I believe that KD could have said, yes, I don't believe I can win a championship, while in the same breath, I can still remain friendly with the guy.
No doubt. You know, it's his little brother. And I think he's still got a whole lots of love for him. Okay. Now to the fact of the matter. This man who's on the all-time top 75 team, this man who is clearly a slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famer, has been on 6 teams in 5 years. And if you read between the lines of what Ty Lue was saying, I think we're destined for 7 teams in 6 years. I don't doubt that the Clippers will think about bringing him back, but they can only offer him the bird rights under the new deal. It's $3.8 million. Will somebody give Russ more than 3.8? They might. They just might. Maybe off what they just saw.
But is it worth it to him?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know because he's got a sweet deal because he's at quote-unquote home. He's just on the wrong home team.
And the Clippers love him.
Okay, they love him, and he expressed his love for the Clippers. Okay, but it's possible that Ty Lue was actually, the line that we just heard was, hopefully guys can see Russ still has a lot left in the tank. Guys meaning other NBA decision makers, other executives, coaches can see he's got a lot left. And he's saying, I want him back, but I also want him to get paid if, in fact, that's out there for him. Okay, I got it. So he's campaigning for Russ to get more money, to either have a bigger contract elsewhere or come home to stay home with the Clippers, whichever way. He's making it clear, I just want him to have what he wants because he loves him some Russ. Okay, what do we know about Russell Westbrook? So he played, here's the line from Ty Lue. He said that he saved our season. Shannon, I picked the Clippers to win it all this year. I jumped off the bandwagon as soon as they went and got Russ because I'm not a fan. I'm not a believer in what he does. Competing can only get you so far, but he has become a little more trouble than he is worth because he is a horrendous shooter and high turnovers. And by the way, his 20 turnovers as we speak lead all the NBA playoffs. All the NBA, he's leading it with 20 turnovers. Are you surprised? No, you're not surprised because that's who he's always been, right? Okay. So we step back from this and we say, well, wait a second. Ty, you say he saved your season? It was February 24th that he walked in the door for the Clippers. That was the day or the morning that I came in and I said, I'm out. I can't even believe it because, A, I was shocked that you guys, thanks to Rob Pelinka, got out from under him. They had to give away a draft pick. It was the 2027 first rounder so that Utah would say, okay, we'll take him off your hands and we will pay the rest of the freight and we will buy him out and send him on his way. Utah said, no, we don't want him. Let's put him on the market. And I was dumbfounded, number 2, that the Clippers took him. So he walks in the door. The Clippers at that point were 33-28, sitting in the 4 spot. 4 seed in the West, just a couple of games back of the 3 seed. And I'm thinking they're pretty good because Terrence Mann had been on a tear for Terrence Mann. I like the look of the team. I like the feel. Obviously, Kawhi and Paul George were going to have to get and stay healthy or there's no shot. But Russ walks in the door and they lose 5 straight games. And by the end of the regular season, their 21-game record down the stretch with Russ was 11-10. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They fell a rung. They fell from 4 to 5, and that lost them the home court against Phoenix. So this was a home court series for Phoenix. Not that it was going to matter because they didn't have PG and then later Kawhi. Okay, I got it. But saved your season how? He saved your playoff respect because he gave you a chance to at least compete with a much better team, obviously. By just coming to play every night. And I don't care. There's no bad blood from Kevin to Russ, but from Russ back to KD, I think there's big bad blood, and he loves to compete his tail off against Kevin.
He does. But Skip, at the end of the day, and you're right on a lot of points that you made, but this can't be overlooked. And people talk about the Lakers. Lakers had the best record since the trade deadline.
Okay. Yes. Because and you're saying, as I said, there's addition by subtraction. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Loved all the little pieces, but the biggest move you made, you got out from under.
Yes.
Okay. Was he a much better fit on this team?
Yes.
Well, clearly, the more they lost Paul and then Kawhi too.
Thank you.
Well, then all of a sudden he's in the perfect place at the perfect time because he's all they had.
But Skip, even when AD was out and LeBron was there, or LeBron was out and AD was there with Russ, and there was a point when both of them were out, Russ didn't play.
Okay.
For the Lakers, like he played in this 3-game stretch with the Clippers.
He
just didn't, people. We're not making this up. Just go back and look at the tape.
Just go back. Okay, just for the record, in the regular season, that's a whole lot of Lakers and some Clippers.
Yes.
He shot 31% from three. That ranked 145th in the league out of 149 qualified. From the free throw line in the regular season, a lot of Lakers, some Clippers, 66%. That ranked 118th of 123. So he's bottom 5 in three-point shooting, bottom 5 in free throw shooting. It's horrendously bad if you're also leading the whole league through the regular season in turnovers per 36 minutes. It's a lethal recipe for disaster, right?
Right.
Okay, so I respect all the competitive side, but it's hard for me to respect the rest of it. So if I could just show you one more time, this is no clown music, no nothing. I'm just going to show you his 5 turnovers last night because they're hard psychologically. He tore LeBron up psychologically. LeBron's got clearly the highest basketball IQ in the game today, and you could argue it might be the highest IQ in the history of the game, right up there with Magic's or whoever, Stockton, whoever you want to throw up in there, Jason Kidd, name them. He's up there. And it was tearing him apart to have to watch these turnovers on a nightly basis because they're not garden variety.
No.
They're like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, they're high schoolish. Jumping up in there with no place to go.
Okay, so let's just look at, just last night, let's look at the 5 turnovers. And the last one came at a very inopportune time. So Russ is just losing the handle. He just lost his own handle. And okay.
He said he got pushed.
Okay.
That was right to Chris Paul.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's thinking. And he just lost the handle. He's got the worst hands of any point guard I've ever seen. Just lost the handle. That was horrendous. Then that was the last one. He just fired it through Terrence Mann's hands.
Well, the thing was, I don't blame that on Russ because KD skipped it and then it went through Terrence Mann.
Okay. But the point is, there are your 5.
Right.
Okay. Then it comes down to, despite the fact that last night he shot 3 for 18. Remember, the first game was 3 for 19, but this was 3 for 18. Despite that, just on his sheer competitiveness, they hung in the game.
Skip, they was down by 20, and all of a sudden they cut it to 2.
Okay, because a guy you've been on, Nicholas Batum, you've been hard on.
Yes.
All of a sudden he makes 4 out of 5 threes in the fourth quarter, and you look up and say, wait a second. Right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you Russ's missed shots last night, just all in a row, because it came down to one shot that he missed is just a left-handed layup.
Yes.
He just didn't have a hold of it. He just didn't get it up above the rim. That would have tied the game. Okay, these are his missed shots. Wide left. He's been pretty hot from 3. That was way short. That was a brick. That was wide right. Then that's just wildness. And that's more wildness where you got no chance. You're just begging for a foul. And that's short. That was with the right hand. That was a bad idea. That was left hand air ball completely over the rim. There's another 3 short. 3 air ball from the deep corner. And that was the last shot. That was the one. He took a late 3. But the one that killed him was the left-handed layup is to tie the game.
Right.
I'm saying, wait a second. That was to tie the game with almost no time. Let me get my notes out here. But with very little time left here, I got my notes over here. The point was that happened, and then he's playing so hard, he's playing out of control, and I want to show you 2 plays that were bothersome to me because they were scary to me because this is 7:17 of the second quarter. He tries to to dive in and take the ball away from Kevin Durant. And it becomes a dangerous play because he took Kevin's legs right out from under him, and Kevin flipped and fell on his tailbone. This is a very dangerous play to me. Kevin's going on Russ, and he knifes in and tries to take the ball away, and Kevin just flips. And it becomes kind of a submarine, and he falls on his tailbone, and he's rubbing it the rest of the night. I'm pretty sure it's pretty sore today, and I hope we don't hear any bad news about that one.
Right.
Then later in the game, this is 3:20 left in the third quarter. This is on Bismack Biyombo underneath.
Yeah,
Russ is starting to get frustrated, and he just goes in and just hammers Biyombo, trying to go for the big spectacular block, and it hurt his shoulder for a while, and I didn't think he's going to be able to shoot. That's pretty dangerous. And they called it a flagrant 1. It was close to being a flagrant 2. But my point is, sometimes he plays so hard, he just plays completely out of control. And I was worried through the fourth quarter when I thought the game was over that he was going to accidentally hurt somebody, because when he starts going angry, Russ, on you because he's frustrated, look out. Okay, so that was Russ. That was 3 for 19 in the first game, 3 for 18 here. But in the 3 in the middle, he shot it from 3 in ways I'd never seen him shoot it from 3.
He shoot 50%
okay.
from 3.
All right.
And we know he's not even close to that. Nobody's 50%.
And he was making free throws at a high rate that he does, like he was a 66% free throw shooter. And if we can go back to game 1, remember the turning point was Russ has got the ball. He drives into the lane on Devin Booker, who was the offensive star of this series, obviously. But he drives in on Devin Booker, and there's no reason to foul him here because he's going to take a horrendous shot and brick it, and he got fouled. And then he shocked me. He goes to the free throw line,
makes both of them.
Swish, swish, and they weren't even in doubt. And then we go to the other end of the court, and Booker, now they're down 3, and Booker tries to go up and shoot a shot. And Russ hacked him. And Book doesn't like it and turns to complain to the referee, and the ball's still live, and Russ, of course, is competing and fires it off his knee, and the game's over. So Russ actually made the 2 plays, but if Book doesn't foul him on the other end, he's 3 for 20 in the game, and it looks like the Suns are going to win the game.
Skip, I think we can agree on this. I don't believe Russ is as bad as games 1 and game 5. I don't believe he's as good as he's played in those middle 3 games.
That is a fact.
I think he's somewhere in the middle. The question is, what's that worth, and is a team willing to pay for it?
What is competing worth? That's the point. When is it more trouble than it's worth?
Right. So basically, if he gives you, say, 15 to 17 points a game, say, 6 to 8 rebounds, 6 to 8 assists.
Okay.
So 15, 8 and 8, 15, 7 and 7, 15, 6 and 6. Is that worth something?
Remember, in the 5 games against the Suns, he was 24, 8 and 7. Well, those numbers are.
Well, that's an all-star.
Work,
that's all-star level.
It is. That's hitting the free agency market and commanding.
At least $20 million a year.
At least, okay. Is he worth that?
I don't think he'll get $20 million a year.
Okay, for me, no, because I keep looking at threes, free throws, turnovers. They're critical to your ability to win basketball games. And all I know for sure is they should have lost 4 in a row. They should have gotten swept. They did lose 4 in a row. And in the end, the bottom line is I just wouldn't want him on my team. But I get the respect. I get the love.
He has to be on a veteran team. Skip.
Yeah.
You can't put him, Skip, you can't put him with young guys.
Okay, well, the idea to me would be some Orlando is going to say, well, that's what that's where we're sort of heading with this. That's the kind of team that would want Russell Westbrook as a gate attraction. No. But do you want to grow and build? Because you're not going to grow and build.
Utah didn't want him. Utah young. Larry Market is not, but Walker Kessler is not. But I mean, they had Horton Tucker and Jordan Clarkson.
They did.
Skip, they're a young team.
They are.
And they're like, nah, we good.
Yeah, and for about half a year, they were sort of the surprise of the league.
So I think the Clippers are a veteran-laden team. If he can find one of those, if he's not happy with $3.8 million, it's not going to, razz his berries, my grandmother used to say all the time. Well, he might have to go somewhere else, but it's going to need to be a veteran team. I don't think a general manager and a young team. I don't think Russ is what they're looking for. I think it needs to be a Clipper-led a team like the Clippers or a veteran team.
Well, if Ty has anything to do with it, I think he's going to be back on the Clippers as long as he can live with $3.8 million.
Right.
Because that's all they're going to have to give him.
Right.
And
I
then,
don't think they have a choice, Skip, but to give him $3.8 million. Skip, you're like, if Kawhi's knees as bulky as you're saying they are, and I've seen Paul George's history, is that Paul George is injury prone, whether he wants to admit that or not. And Skip, if you notice, Skip, it ain't nothing to do with his leg. He broke that leg, and that leg has been fine. He's had shoulder problems. He's had knee problems. It's something.
Yeah.
And Kawhi, the likelihood of Kawhi ever playing 50 games in a season.
Totally agree. It's no good.
And that, we said 50. The season is 82. So you hoping, Skip, you can get Kawhi for 50 games. So
the irony here is the one guy you could trust going forward would be Russ.
Right.
And if you're bound for a brand new $1 billion arena, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you need all
the attractions you can get.
There you go.
Might need to put a Ferris wheel in there, too.
You might need one the way this is going.
They open the building next year or 2 years?
I'm not sure when it is. I don't know, but it's being built as we speak.
You going to go to the game?
I might.
I'm
going to a Laker game.
No, you ain't. No. Oh, no. Laker Nation.
I'm going to upstate.
No. Laker Nation.
I'm thinking about
We don't want you, janky.
I think
you janky. We don't want you in the
building. See how
building.
LeBron reacts to me.
Like you tell people that you don't want them going to the Cowboys game because they're bad luck. You need to stay far away. Stay away from downtown. We don't even want you downtown with the Lakers.
Those seats, like, what, $4 or $5 grand or something like that?
Yeah, I wish.
You wish more?
I wish. Yeah.
Really? Woof. I don't know.
Do you see? I mean, I was like, I could have shook hands with Stan Van Gundy and Brian Anderson.
We'll put Skip on one side of the arena when the Clippers play the Lakers, and Shannon will put you on the other.
What game you going to see?
All right, guys.
You going with the Grizzlies?
I'm going to Suns Lakers. How about that?
Well, you might need to sit on the end of the Suns.
I will. I'll go sit on the bench with them. I would be welcome there.
Well,
no, you're
guys,
not. No, you're not.
If the Suns are going to face the Lakers, they got to go through the Nuggets first. That's next up on their agenda.
Yeah.
Also, the T-Wolves eliminated last night when they played their last game.
They played hard, though.
Okay. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.